Welcome at ICT University. In this video, we'll discuss some key considerations to mobile display components, such as those found in laptops, tablets and phones. The fact that most mobile devices use LCD technology for their displays, which immediately offers several advantages, including the fact that it's lightweight technology, which is a primary concern for a device that you carry around with you. LCD offers low power consumption, which again is ideal for devices that run on battery. And perhaps best of all, it's relatively inexpensive, which keeps the overall cost of your devices down. But there are disadvantages as well. For instance, LCD relies on backlighting or edge lighting for its illumination. Since this light is always on when using the device, there really is no true representation of black, which can become challenging if your job is in graphic design or requires any kind of color matching. And if you start to lose the backlight through standard wear and tear, then the image itself may become difficult or even impossible to see, rendering it unusable, even though everything else in the unit may be functioning perfectly. You may be able to replace the screen or the failed light, but that can be expensive, and you might be without the device for an extended period, which tends to be an unacceptable situation for most mobile users. So, it often results in replacing the entire device itself just for the sake of the failed light. The problem with color representation can be overcome by using an organic light-emitting diode or OLED display. OLED does offer more reliable reproduction of colors because OLED does not use a backlight. Each pixel emits its own light. For example, when needing to reproduce black, the pixel can simply turn itself off and emit no light, which is effectively what black is. The absence of light. OLED tends to be more expensive than LCD, which would drive up the cost of the device. And they tend not to be used in mobile devices such as laptops because the organic components can degrade over time, leading to decayed images still being displayed on the screen. Plus, some OLED devices tend to require more power than LCD, which can drain the battery more quickly. You may find OLED used in many handheld devices, such as phones and tablets, because most of the time those devices are off, at least in terms of the display, which helps to extend the lifespan of the organic components and, of course, the battery life. Another key component of a mobile display is the touchscreen capability, and these are available on many laptops, but in today's environment, it's much more of a concern when using our phones and tablets. The underlying component of a touchscreen is known as a digitizer, which interprets the taps of our finger into digital commands that can be accepted as input. Virtually every touchscreen these days accepts your finger as the input mechanism, but many devices also support a stylus or a digital pen, which is more accurate, particularly if you need to draw, sketch or use cursive writing. The antenna doesn't really play any part in how you view the display, but if you're working on the display of a device, particularly a laptop, you're bound to encounter one or more antennas as the screen is where the built-in antennas are placed. This is because on a laptop, the screen is the upright or vertical component, so it's the highest point of the device and therefore the best placement option for ensuring the best quality signal. There may also be multiple types of antennas for different types of communications that are supported, such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth or cellular. So, the antennas don't play a role in the quality of the display itself, but they are still components of the display unit. Webcams are another component that has no direct effect on the display, but they are often a component of the display. So, if you're servicing the display of a device such as a laptop, you're also bound to encounter a built-in webcam. Most laptops these days will have a webcam as a standard option, but some older models may not have one, so it will depend on the age of the unit. Despite the name webcam, many models also have a built-in microphone to handle the audio, so that you can conduct video calls and conferences without any additional hardware. Remember that if you are servicing a device with a built-in webcam, if you must do any software reconfiguration such as reloading the entire operating system, you will likely have to reinstall the driver for the webcam to restore its functionality as well. There may also be a built-in microphone also located in the display of your unit. We just mentioned that if there is a built-in webcam then it could have its own microphone also built in. But it will depend on the make and model. In some cases, the webcam and the microphone will be separate objects, or there may be both a built-in mic with the webcam and a separate microphone that is dedicated for audio use. Again, it will depend on the model. If it is built in, it might not be in the display. It could be integrated into just about any part of the case, but the screen is still the most common because it catches your voice at the most direct angle, and the built-in mics are usually more than adequate for general-purpose activities such as teleconferencing, but they would not be suitable for creating content such as recording music or doing any kind of sound engineering. Dedicated devices would be required in those instances, but they would almost never be included as a built-in or standard component. So, while several of these display components don't relate to the quality of the image you see, they are still components of the display unit of many mobile devices. So, for servicing technicians in particular, they need to be taken into consideration when working on mobile devices. Thank you for watching. Until next time at ICT University.